Hey, Shalom, I want to start with source by giving all praise to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, Kakadash, that belongs to the apostles of GMS. Honestly, brothers in the work of the Most High in truth and sincerity. It's a quick one, y'all. Just, with a brother, just having some Levite time, as we call it. And he was just, meditating on, reasoning on the scriptures. It's basically that, you have certain of these cats that out there that basically try to say that, the dealing with so-called white women is the mark of the beast. When you really stop and you think about it, it's like, but wait there aren't enough so-called white women on the face of the planet Earth for it to be the mark of the beast, right? For dealing with them to be the mark of the beast. I mean, it's just one of those topics that are just so, one of those claims that are just so ridiculously stupid, right? You really consider, that the so-called, so-called white man is a minority on the face of the planet Earth, the way he looks, his appearance. But then you also consider that you have young children. Right now, I can give my little cousin, my little niece, a pound to go to the shop for me. She can go to the shop, she can buy from the shop. Now, are these cats trying to say that, when you really think about what these guys are saying, it's fucking stupid, excuse my French, right? But, just on that point, I was just thinking there aren't enough Edomite women for them to be the mark of the beast, just on that level alone. So we read in Revelation 13:16, and he calls it all, both small and great. So he calls it all, right? All people, right? So, like, once again, is my niece gonna have to deal with a so-called white woman before before she can buy me stuff from the shop? And you know how stupid that is, right? This is both small and great. Your average Joe to your celebrity, your rich man and your poor man, right? Your free man, us that are able to walk around, and your bond that are in the prison houses to receive a mark in their right hand. And once again, so how do you get white women into your right hand? Right? It says, or in their foreheads. How do you get Edomite women into your forehead? Right? What is the breakdown? If you're trying to say, because the thing is, starting off the apostles and down, we teach that the mark of the beast is that RFID implantable microchip, and through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahshua, we're able to break that down. Now you break it down to us that dealing with white women is the mark of the beast, right? It says, and that no man might buy or sell. So once again, to buy and sell, you've got to prove that you deal with an Edomite woman. All right, so save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name, right? And just on the point, just to show how stupid that argument is, let's first get Revelation 14:9. This is a point that's been brought out many a time before, right? It says, and the third angel followed them, and saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, right? So if anyone was to get this mark, right, so they claim it's dealing with Edomite women, right? If anyone wants to get this mark, then they'll basically have to be judged for that action. Now, but then you read 1 Kings 11, right? You read this of King Solomon, right? King Solomon says, 1 Kings 11:1, but King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, and Hittites. So if you're trying to say that dealing with Edomite women is taking the mark of the beast, you're saying King Solomon had the mark of the beast, right? Which is absurd. Now the third and final point is, you got to understand who the beast is, right? This is Revelation 13:1. It says, and I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, right? It says, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads heads the names of blasphemy. Right now, the beast represents Esau's power structure, right? With the 7 heads representing 7 kingdoms, and the 10 horns representing the EEC, the basically what is now known as the EU. Right at the beginning, it was the 10 nations, European Economic Community. So we'll break this verse down. To stand upon the sand of the sea. It says on the Isle of Patmos. Right, it's twofold. So the first bit is because literally John was on the Isle of Patmos, right? The sea, right, representing peoples, nations, tongues, and kings. Right, Revelation 17:15. The 7 horns being 7 Edomite kingdoms, right? Germania Major, Germania Minor, Italy, Greece, France, Spain, and Britain. So the 10 horns represented the common market, or the EEC, right, established in 58. It says it was originally comprised of Belgium, Denmark, France, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Greece, Spain and Portugal, England and Ireland, and West Germany, right? So this beast, the Esau's power structure, came way after the Edomite woman. Because the Edomite woman, she came from the Edomite man. The Edomite man came the same time, if you want to be technical, from the beginning, more or less. Right, you read about them in the garden. Right, you read about the serpent. You read about Cain, which is after the garden. But you basically saying you go back to Genesis and you have that spirit of Esau there. Now the Edomites, as we know them, we know we come from the man Esau. Scripture says Esau is Edom, right? So we know that dealing with Edomite woman ain't the mark of the beast, right? So like I say, that was just a real quick one, just on the point. Till next time, I say shalom.